In a short amount of time, Morant has become one of the more sensational talents in the NBA. He displays eyes at the back of his head type court vision.
Here's Morant. Great job here. Look at the behind the back. Eyes in the back of his head.
Neck-breaking speed.
Morant, look at him go. Toe ribbon in.
And sheer video game type athleticism.
Numbers, lob, Morant.
It causes a lot of trouble for any of the NBA's 29 other defenses, but there are questions about how good Morant can potentially be. There's no doubt that there's areas of his game that he has to work on entering his third season as the face of the franchise for Memphis. And him reaching his ceiling is important because the Grizzlies really will only go as far as Morant can take them. Morant's first 2 seasons in the NBA have been jam-packed with highlight reel material and shattering record books. In his first playoff run this past season, Morant helped eliminate Steph Curry and the Warriors in the play-in game, and then followed it up by stealing a game against the Jazz in the first round, scoring a franchise record 47 points in Game 2. Ja's 73 points in his first 2 career playoff games are the most since the NBA formed in 1949. It was the best individual playoff performance in Grizzlies history.
1-7 run. They go into Morant. Oh my goodness.
The 2020 Rookie of the Year winner is now in a position to build on an impressive start to his career, entering year 3, when the keys of the franchise are fully in his hands. Memphis indicated as much by trading Jonas Valanciunas, who was arguably the Grizzlies' best player for portions of Morant's first 2 seasons in the NBA. So how good can Morant be as the main guy? Offensively, Morant's athleticism and quickness helps him punish defenses on the inside. He is, quite frankly, one of the best finishers at the rim for his height, or even just in general. Despite being barely 6'3", Morant is top 5 in the NBA in drives per game and scores on 60% of his attempts in the restricted area, placing him in the top 10 amongst guards who attempt 5 or more shots in the paint. He's not afraid to embrace contact and attack defenders who opt to give him space for a jump shot, which defenders opt to do most of the time with him. And for good reason. He shot 31% on 3 attempts per game from behind the arc last season, which is subpar for someone who is supposed to carry your offense. He shot 29% on catch and shoot attempts and 30% on pull-up attempts. To make matters worse, most of his 3-point attempts are with the nearest defender at least 6 feet away. 91% of his 3-point attempts are open, yet he ranks in the 19th percentile as a shooter. But the strange part is that Morant's shot isn't necessarily broken, not in the slightest, as he shot 35% from 3 in his rookie year, and his form isn't wonky or off by any means, which indicates the potential that there is something there for him to be a threat behind the arc. It's just an aspect of his game he'll have to improve on to take that next step. What Morant lacks in shooting capability, he more than makes up with his skill as a passer and creator. He's just crafty and simply knows how to create opportunities out of nothing on the court, recognizing passing angles most guards just wouldn't. He contorts his body to throw a last-second pass to a teammate once he's drawn a help side defender, and he does it on an incredibly consistent basis.
One here for the Grizzlies.
Morant going behind the back. Lob for Clark.
This is a decision that he makes afterward. He wants to throw the ball across court, but at the last second sees Brandon Clark going to the basket.
He ranks in the 97th percentile in B-Ball Index's passing versatility metric and overall playmaking. His efficiency needs some work, ranking the lowest among guards in the top 10 in the category, but that will come with experience. Defensively, there is undoubtedly work that needs to be done. His 6'7" wingspan mixed with his quick reflexes make him a stellar off-ball defender at times, disrupting passing lanes and poking the ball out for a steal on his way to a transition bucket. But Morant's approach defensively isn't risk-averse. He gambles a lot. Sometimes it pays off, but sometimes it burns the defense. On the ball, Morant has an even harder time, struggling to navigate through screens or unable to switch onto taller, stronger offensive players. The quickness and agility he possesses does help him recover faster than other defenders would, but he is still absolutely a negative on that end for the Grizzlies. I do have a hard time of believing Morant's chances of drastically improving on this side of the court, but he can still cause havoc off ball if he just picks and chooses his spots a little better, which will come with more experience. And that brings me to another point. He turns 22 in August, but Morant carries himself with the poise and discipline and IQ of a veteran point guard. That should translate well even when he's past his athletic prime. His athleticism and leaping ability may wear off later in his career, but his incredible feel for the game won't. Heck, it might even get better. He's assumed the role of leader for the Grizzlies from day one, and Morant's approach has translated to winning almost instantaneously.
I love pressure, honestly. I feel like my game rises to another level. And they went on a run late to tie the game. Overtime, took the lead some, but we kept battling. And although I made a shot. A lot of credit goes to my teammates. Without them, we probably wouldn't have been in position for me to be able to even take that shot.
So is Morant destined to reach the NBA's top tier? His insane athleticism and finishing ability, mixed with the lack of shooting and flaws on defense, has helped him draw comparisons to guys like Russell Westbrook and Derrick Rose, both guys who are league MVPs. And even in today's NBA, where an emphasis is put on shooting, guys like Westbrook and Rose are pathways for Morant to become a top 10 player in the league. But next season is an all-important one. Most All-Star and All-NBA caliber players make that leap in their third or fourth year in the league. And the Grizz will need that leap from Morant as they look to be at least slightly retooling. Without Valanciunas, it's Jaren Jackson Jr., Dillon Brooks, and Morant who will be carrying a heavier offensive load. Even if the Grizzlies take a small step back next season, with 3 draft picks in the first round in 2022 and multiple different intriguing young players, the Grizzlies have the assets to make an offer should a superstar level player be available in trade. They also have the cap space expected next season in order to make a swing at a free agent. So Morant will have to be patient. There's no doubt that he is the player steering the ship for Memphis. He's going to be an all-star in the league, a fan favorite no doubt, especially in Memphis, and in all likelihood, a highlight machine for the rest of his career. Recent history is littered with number 2 overall picks who didn't line up to their draft billing. Morant has already shown enough to indicate he's not going to fall into that group, but whether or not he'll ascend to the league's upper echelon remains unclear. But soon, we'll find out. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button.